Hey there. It has been a hot minute. I want to talk to you today about people who are getting stuck in the time for money rut. I'm having a number of conversations about this with clients and with leads who are talking about, they are pretty much epic rock stars in their business. They are hitting goals big time. They are really making huge transformations in people's lives and in businesses' lives. And so they're highly qualified, highly competent people that I'm dealing with. But there's a challenge for them that they have got this carryover effect from, when we first were taught how to be in business all those years ago, before the internet, before, personal branding really kicked off. And we focused more so on the service that we were delivering and making sure that that was top notch, which is great, and making sure that our certification was on point. But the problem with that was that we continued on in a way where we almost were an outsourced resource for a lot of our clients. So we were consultants and coaches and counselors and artists and accountants and whatever your title would be. You would position yourself and you would market and pitch yourself based on your title. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can keep doing that. If it's working for you, great, keep doing it. But if you're stuck in a rut with it, if you feel like you keep on hitting a ceiling with the types of people you can be actually pitching to and the jobs that you're winning as a result, and if things are kind of pushing back a little bit or a lot, then you really need to change your tune with this and fast, because that's not going to fly for much longer in the world that we're in at the moment with business. Business is changing really a lot, and it has the capacity to really, I wouldn't say it's going to obliterate those kind of scenarios with businesses. I think there will always be an area and a space where you can actually deliver work for time for money. And I think people will kind of get stuck in that a lot. But there will be this other option, and that is more around your personal brand and positioning yourself more as providing a solution that comes from an actual personal brand of yours, that comes from the essence of you, from the soul of you. And what it means is that can go with you no matter what role you take on. I have a personal brand that has seen me through my psychology days, then just pure photography, and then back to psychology and photography, and now my next iteration of what I'm doing, which is more around personal branding and speaking, as well as photography and coaching. But I don't pitch myself around those specific offerings. Only. I actually position myself more as my own personal brand. When you do that, you can then you can charge what you're actually worth a lot more confidently. You can get into the right rooms, and you can get to speak to the right people, because you're offering something that is more than the norm of what a lot of other people do. And you also can offer a much more of a comprehensive offering to your clients and to potential clients. And one way for you to do this, other than building out your personal brand, and this is one way of building out the personal brand, but one way you could get started immediately is to really get curious and move into more student mode around getting a sense of what it is about the work that you do, why you do it, why it is important to your clients and to you, and get really opinionated about it. And a lot of people are scared to do that right now in the grand scheme of things because the world is pretty full on at the moment. I must say, even for myself, I feel hesitant at times to share my opinion because a lot of what I do, the lot of work that I do is around working with people who are on the outer edges of society, and they're not feeling particularly safe at this present moment. So I feel like it's actually in my duty to be speaking up even more so. And so I need to kind of get over myself as well and get more visible in that respect as well. So I totally get any hesitation you might be feeling around this, but it is a necessary part of the stage of actually pushing through the comfort zone that you're in and really showing up in a very different way for yourself, for your business, and for your clients. So getting opinionated. Now, I don't say you just get opinionated with any other statement you want to make and just throw caution to the wind. I would not recommend that. I would actually ask you to really geek out, really nerd out on your topic, the thing that you obsess about. And if you don't know what you obsess about, if you don't know what that is, without speaking about your role, then we need to talk, because you need to work out what your obsession point is and get to that, and then nerd out about it in lots of different ways, and actually get an opinion around that topic. It's easier said than done. It sounds like, oh, well, it's just an opinion, isn't it? Well, when you really start to drill down, it can be quite confronting for a lot of people. But that would be my suggestion, is if you are in a money for time kind of scenario and you're stuck in that rut and you'd really like to push out of that rut, then you need to get much more clearer about your personal brand, and thereby what is your opinion about the topic that you feel the most strongly about. What is your obsession point, and how can you nerd out about that and talk about that for days and weeks and months and years, and start sharing that opinion with all of us. Have fun with it.